The biggest lie the Indian middle class is taught about reaching 1 crore rupees is that you have to save your way there. You don't. If you think that taking 10 years to save your first 25 lakh rupees means it will take 40 years to reach a crore, you're falling for a mental trap that keeps most people from ever getting wealthy. There is a specific tipping point in investing, a number where your money suddenly starts working harder than you do, and if you reach it, the hardest part is mathematically over. Let me show you what I mean. Okay, picture this. You're 32 years old, maybe 34. You've been working for 8-9 years now. You've been reasonably careful with money. Not perfect, but careful. No big splurges, no going crazy with credit cards. You've saved diligently. Maybe even started a few SIPs. And one day, you open your portfolio app and you see it, 25 lakh rupees. 25 lakh rupees. And for 1 second, just 1 second, you feel genuinely proud. That's real money. That's your money. Nobody gave it to you. But then, and this is the part nobody talks about, your brain immediately does something very cruel. It zooms out, and suddenly you're thinking, but the goal was 1 crore rupees. I'm only a quarter of the way there. This is going to take forever. And just like that, the pride evaporates. I see this all the time, and I'm here to tell you today that thought, that feeling that 25 lakh rupees and 1 crore rupees are worlds apart is one of the most expensive mental mistakes you will ever make with your money. I'm Rohan, and I spend way too much time thinking about the psychology of compounding, specifically why our brains are catastrophically bad at understanding exponential growth and what that costs us in real rupees. If you're someone who has some savings, maybe even a decent amount, but you still feel like your 1 crore rupees goal is this distant, almost unreachable mountain, please make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if it helps you out, because in the next 12 minutes, I'm going to mathematically destroy the idea that 25 lakh rupees is only 25% of the way to 1 crore rupees. Spoiler, it's not even close. Here's the thing. We are taught in school, in everyday conversation, to think about numbers linearly. 25 lakh rupees is to 1 crore rupees what 25 is to 100. 1/4, 25%. The end. And look, I get it. For most things in life, linear thinking works perfectly fine. If you need to drive 100 kilometers and you've driven 25, you're 1/4 of the way there. Simple. But money, invested money, does not move in a straight line. It moves in a curve, a compounding curve. And once you truly understand what that means, the entire way you feel about your financial progress is going to shift. Let me give you the numbers right now. No fluff, just math. Assume you have 25 lakh rupees sitting in a good diversified equity mutual fund. Now, historically, and I want to be careful here because past performance doesn't guarantee future returns. The Nifty 50 has delivered approximately 11 to 13% CAGR over long periods. Source: AMFI/NSE historical index data. Let's be conservative. Let's say 12%. That's actually below what many top large and mid-cap funds have delivered over the last decade. At 12% CAGR, money doubles roughly every 6 years. That's the rule of 72. You divide 72 by your rate of return. 72 divided by 12 equals 6. So here's your roadmap right here. Today, 25 lakh rupees. After 6 years, 50 lakh rupees. After 12 years, 1 crore rupees. 12 years, that's it. 25 lakh rupees becomes almost 1 crore rupees. Roughly 97 lakh 40,000 rupees to be exact in 12 years without adding a single extra rupee. Now, here's the question that should be rattling around in your brain right now is how long did it take you to save that 25 lakh rupees in the first place? For most salaried Indians, saving 25 lakh rupees from scratch, starting from zero, takes somewhere between 10 to 20 years of working, earning, cutting expenses, managing life, dealing with EMIs, family obligations, medical emergencies, the works. So you spent, let's say, 15 years getting from 0 rupees to 25 lakh rupees. And now you only need 12 more years to go from 25 lakh rupees to 1 crore rupees. In terms of time, 25 lakh rupees is already closer to 1 crore rupees than it is to 0 rupees. The mountain is behind you, not in front of you. You're basically already over halfway there. Can you see why this changes everything? Now you might be thinking, okay Rohan, but 12 years is still a long time. And look, yes, I hear you. But I want to explain why this matters beyond just the math. The reason this matters is what psychologists call linear bias, the deeply human tendency to project growth in a straight line even when the underlying process is exponential. And in personal finance, this bias is lethal. Here's what happens in practice. Person A has 25 lakh rupees saved. She understands compounding. She stays patient. She doesn't panic in market corrections. She maybe even adds a small SIP on top of her existing corpus. In 12 years, she crosses 1 crore rupees comfortably. Person B also has 25 lakh rupees, but he's constantly doing linear math in his head. He thinks at this rate it'll take 45 more years to reach 1 crore rupees. Which, by the way, is exactly the kind of wrong math that makes people give up. So he starts making irrational decisions. He chases high-risk assets for faster returns. He withdraws from his corpus when markets fall. He switches funds every 18 months, chasing last year's winners. And in 12 years, person B has maybe 40 to 45 lakh rupees. Same starting point, completely different outcome. Not because of intelligence, not because of income, because of understanding. Here's what most people don't realize. The biggest threat to your wealth is not market risk. It's not inflation. It is your own behavior when you don't understand compounding. Consider this. In 2025, nearly 97% of mutual fund schemes in India delivered positive returns. 97%. And yet, how many people pulled money out during mid-year corrections because they panicked? The market did its job, human behavior was the variable. This is where it gets really interesting. I want you to think of wealth building not as a straight road from 0 rupees to 1 crore rupees, but as a series of doublings, like levels in a game. Level 1, 0 rupees to 1 lakh rupees. Level 2, 1 lakh rupees to 2 lakh rupees. Level 3, 2 lakh rupees to 4 lakh rupees. Level 4, 4 lakh rupees to 8 lakh rupees. Level 5, 8 lakh rupees to 16 lakh rupees. Level 6, 16 lakh rupees to 32 lakh rupees. You are here, roughly, at 25 lakh rupees. Level 7, 32 lakh rupees to 64 lakh rupees. Level 8, 64 lakh rupees to 1 crore rupees plus. Each level takes the same amount of time, about 6 years, at 12% CAGR. But here's the wild part. The rupee amount being added grows every single level. At level 1, you added 1 lakh rupees. At level 6, you're adding 16 lakh rupees in the same 6-year period. At level 8, you'll add 36 lakh rupees in a single 6-year window. You have done the hard part. The early levels, getting to 1 lakh rupees, then 2 lakh rupees, then 4 lakh rupees, those required you to earn more than you spent. Those required discipline from your salary. That was the truly heavy lifting. Where you are now, the compounding engine is now starting to take over the driving. You're still adding fuel, your SIPs, your savings, but the engine itself is now generating serious torque. Let me make this concrete with actual 2026 data. A simple monthly SIP of 10,000 rupees for 30 years delivered a final portfolio value of approximately 3.38 crore rupees, with an XIRR of around 12.48%. Source: Weekend Investing Business Today Analysis, January 2026. Total amount invested 36 lakh rupees. Total wealth created 3.38 crore rupees. That means the market, the compounding engine, generated over 3 crore rupees on top of your 36 lakh rupees of personal contribution. Your money worked 9 times harder than you did. Now imagine you already have 25 lakh rupees sitting as a base corpus and you're continuing a 15,000 rupees per month SIP on top of that. Want to know what that looks like in 15 years at 12% CAGR? Starting corpus 25 lakh rupees. Compounded for 15 years at 12%, 25 lakh rupees multiplied by 1.12 to the power of 15 equals approximately 1 crore 36 lakh 74,000 rupees. SIP component 15,000 rupees per month for 15 years at 12% CAGR adds roughly 75 lakh rupees. Combined portfolio at 15 years is approximately 2.1 crore rupees. You started with 25 lakh rupees, you are now in 15 years looking at over 2 crore rupees, and the SIP contributions totaled only 27 lakh rupees more over 15 years. The math is not the miracle, patience is the miracle. And look, before someone comments, Rohan, this only works in theory, let me give you the ground reality of India's financial markets in 2026, because the macro story here is genuinely exciting. India's mutual fund industry is reporting monthly SIP inflows consistently above 30,000 crore rupees month after month. Think about what that means. Ordinary Indian households, teachers, engineers, small business owners are collectively putting in over 30,000 crore rupees every single month in structured, disciplined long-term investments. This isn't speculation. This is structured long-term wealth building happening at a national scale. In February 2026 alone, SIP inflows stood at 29,845 crore rupees, and the total mutual fund AUM in India has grown to approximately 82 lakh crore rupees. Source: AMFI, February 2026. That's 82 lakh crores. 82 followed by 12 zeros in mutual funds alone. India's economy is projected to grow at 6.5% to 7.4% in 2026, backed by resilient domestic demand and strategic public investment. This matters to you personally because equity markets broadly track economic growth over the long term. A growing GDP means growing corporate earnings. Growing corporate earnings mean your index fund grows. It's not a guarantee, nothing is a guarantee in markets, but the structural story for India is one of the strongest in the world right now. Here's the uncomfortable truth that I want to say out loud. Most Indians who have 25 lakh rupees invested today are in a stronger position than they think. The problem is not the money. The problem is that they don't believe the money is working hard enough. And that lack of belief leads to tinkering. And tinkering destroys compounding. Stop tinkering with a process that is working. Now you might be thinking, but Rohan, inflation eats into those returns. 1 crore rupees in 12 years won't be the same as 1 crore rupees today. And you are right, absolutely correct. I'm not ignoring inflation. India's inflation has historically run at about 5 to 6% per year. At 12% cross returns, minus 6% inflation, your real return is approximately 6%. So in inflation adjusted terms, your 25 lakh rupees might grow to a real 50 lakh rupees in 12 years, not 1 crore rupees in today's purchasing power. But here's the reframe. Even in real terms, your money is doubling every 12 years without you lifting a finger. And when you add your ongoing SIPs on top, the numbers get meaningful very quickly. The answer to inflation is not to stop investing. The answer to inflation is exactly what you're already doing, equity investing. Because equities have historically outpaced inflation in India over 10 plus year periods. The bigger psychological shift I want you to make today is this. Stop measuring your progress linearly. Start measuring it by doublings. Ask yourself, how many doublings am I away from my goal? If you have 25 lakh rupees and your goal is 1 crore rupees, you're 2 doublings away. Not 75% short, not barely started. 2 doublings. And both of those doublings happen automatically without you needing to earn another rupee, as long as you don't interrupt the process. That is a mindset that will make you a fundamentally different investor. And yes, before you type it in the comments, even after factoring in long-term capital gains tax, the exponential growth of staying invested vastly outpaces the linear crawl of simply saving. Tax is a cost of winning. Pay it gladly. Alright, so now that we've done the inspiring part, let me be the slightly annoying friend who tells you what can go wrong, because this journey does have landmines. Landmine number 1, the big withdrawal. This one is brutal. You're at 25 lakh rupees. Life happens. A car, a renovation, a family event, and you pull out 8 to 10 lakh rupees. You've just set your doubling clock back years. That 10 lakh rupees withdrawn today, left invested for 12 years, would have become 40 lakh rupees. Every rupee you take out is not worth its face value, it's worth its compounded future value. Build a separate emergency fund. Protect your investment corpus like it's off limits. Landmine number 2, fund hopping. I see this constantly. Someone's fund gives 11% in a year, their neighbor's fund gave 18%, so they switch. Then the new fund underperforms, they switch again. Every switch resets your cost basis, potentially triggers capital gains tax, and, most importantly, breaks the compounding chain. The Nifty 50 has delivered approximately 11 to 13% CAGR over long periods. Stay the course in quality funds. Stop fund hopping. Landmine number 3, pausing SIPs during market corrections. Markets fall. That's not a bug, it's a feature. When markets fall and you pause your SIP, you're buying fewer units during the cheapest period of the cycle. You're doing the opposite of what works. Studies analyzing 30 years of data show that all 3 investment strategies, pure SIP, lump sum on dips, and hybrid, delivered nearly identical returns, clustering between 12.41% and 12.48% XIRR. Consistency beat timing every single time. Keep the SIP running always.
Okay, so let's land this plane. Here's what I want you to actually do after this video.
The first step is calculate your doublings. Open a calculator right now. Take your current invested coppers, divide 72 by your expected rate of return. That's your doubling time. How many doublings to your goal? Write that number down, not the rupee gap, the doubling gap. I promise it'll feel different. Step 2. Set up an automatic SIP if you haven't already. Monthly SIP inflows in India have crossed 30,000 crore rupees, meaning lakhs of ordinary people have automated their wealth building. Join them. Even 5,000 rupees a month compounding for 20 years is a serious number. The magic is in the automation, not the amount. Step 3. Create a fortress around your corpus. Build 3 to 6 months of expenses as a separate emergency fund in a liquid fund or a high-interest savings account. This is the shield that protects you from ever having to touch your equity investments at the wrong time. Step 4. Ignore the noise for 6-month stretches. Set a calendar reminder. Check your portfolio in January and July. That's it. Markets are going to be volatile in 2026. Global factors, US tariffs, rate cycles, election tremors in various countries, all of it is going to create news headlines that will tempt you to act. Don't act. Compounding hates interference. Here's what most people don't realize until it's too late. The wealthy are not wealthy because they found some secret investment. They are wealthy because they understood one simple thing. Exponential growth rewards patience more than intelligence. You don't need to be a finance expert. You don't need to time the market. You don't need to pick the next multibagger stock. You need to understand that 25 lakh rupees left alone in a reasonable equity investment for 12 years becomes 1 crore rupees. And 1 crore rupees left alone for another 12 years becomes 4 crore rupees. And 4 crore rupees becomes 16 crore rupees. This is not a fantasy. This is arithmetic. Boring, beautiful, life-changing arithmetic. You are not 25% of the way to your goal. Measured by doublings, you are halfway there. Start acting like it. If this video genuinely shifted something in how you think about your money, and I hope it did, please share it with one person in your family or your friend group who has savings but doesn't know how to think about them. That one share might be worth more to them than any SIP they ever start. I'll see you in the next one.